Hello, good morning, friends. Welcome to what may end up being a bit of a travel vlog. It is Tuesday, November 16th, and it is 9 a.m. on the dot for me, and I am making a trip to Oakland, California, San Francisco, Bay Area. I am going to visit a dear friend of mine for Thanksgiving. She invited me out, her and her family, and it was time anyway in terms of, leaving and coming back for Mexico legality reasons. So I'm going out there for about 10 days, taking my camera, my proper camera, but it's packed already. So I am just coming to you with my phone. Probably a lot of this footage is going to be with my phone, but I'm taking it just in case. I think I am gonna need to film while I'm there, and in case I want to use it for vlog footage or something. So yeah. I fly out at 2 p.m. today. I have a work call in about half hour. I'm putting on skincare. I have made breakfast. It's cooling it's cooling. And I've had my coffee so far, and I've had a shower, as you can see, and I'm doing my skincare. So yeah, like I said, I'm flying out at 2. So my goal is to leave the apartment no later than 11, like have my Uber outside by 11. We'll see. The actual airport is like, you only need 2 hours for international flights because it's such a small airport. So we'll see. 11 will be 3 hours with travel there. I don't know. It's logistics. I'm nervous. I'm like all anxiety, like just like a constant hum feeling, like live wire kind of feeling in my body. So there's that. But yeah, I'm really excited to see this friend and maybe meet an internet friend while I'm there. And I don't know. I'm excited. I am obviously very nervous because travel, and this is my first time flying out of Mexico back into the US, and then also coming back, and like I'm actually more nervous about the return trip in terms of all of the things. But of course it's making me nervous for the exit trip, and like I have connections for both flights, and I don't know. It's just a lot of feelings, and yeah. And I'm still gonna be working while I'm traveling. Like it's not a vacation. So yeah. So anyway, it's basically gonna be like me living in Oakland for 10 days with fun stuff. I'm looking forward to like fun stuff. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, I really didn't have much to say. I just wanted to say hi, and I'm very nervous but excited. But I still have a couple of hours to like work, and the suitcase is packed, but I have to pack my backpack once I actually am done with my laptop. So yeah, I'm gonna stop talking now because I feel like I'm just a bundle of nerves. But maybe I'll try to film bits. We'll see. I don't know. I'm gonna go. Hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye. Here's just me traveling in Mazatlan on my way to the airport. Of course, my flight got delayed. I had a layover in Mexico City that was pretty chaotic, and it led to me losing my wireless earbuds while I was on my way to get on the plane. and I was assaulted with Christmas music on the plane. I finally got to San Francisco and got to Oakland, came to many packages that I could not help swatch, just unpack and swatch everything. I think that was the very first night because I have no control or shame. The next day, we went out into the world, and the very extremely hilly parts of Oakland are fascinating to me. This was Central Market, which is a really cool like conglomeration of different shops. There's a butcher and a place to get fresh seafood, and then a place with prepared foods and lots of like pantry items. But it was delicious. I got like mac and cheese and meatballs and some garlicky broccolini. I spent a chunk of the afternoon out in my friend Lena's backyard enjoying some like not too cold, not too hot weather. And then Lena made muffaletta sandwiches, which are a sandwich on focaccia bread with olive salad and all kinds of cold cuts. The Barbie doll on the counter with the food photos basically sums up my trip. This first cat you're seeing is Nugget. Nugget is a bitch. Nugget is loved, but Nugget is a bitch. Pork Butt, on the other hand, Pork Butt is a cuddler. Pork Butt is very derpy. Never really like a mean cat, just a little bit of a what kind of attitude. Almost every night I was in Oakland, we retreated to the family room, watched some TV, movies, whatever, and there was at least some cuddle time with Pork Butt, or Butts. Nugget and the Butts was my nickname for them. The next day out, I carved out some time to just explore on my own. I was walking through Lena's neighborhood to get to a point where then I was going to catch an Uber. And I just stumbled across this orange tree and I was like, well, I'm obsessed. And that day I was wearing the Mira Beauty Greed palette. I went down to what is called Old Oakland to the chef and her farmer and had an amazing oyster po' boy and some really great french fries and a salad that had all kinds of delicious vegetables in it, like peaches and I don't know, very, very California to me. I also stopped into a coffee shop that was nearby and got a draft iced coffee, I think, which is one of my favorite things to drink. Oh, and I also got a cupcake. Oh, I got a couple of cupcakes, but the one that's pictured was sweet potato cupcake with cream cheese frosting, and it had this pecan crust at the bottom. It was so good. I think it was from the Cupcakery, the cupcake shop. I don't know, but it's right downtown. It's where the chef and her farmer is, and it was a good cupcake. And then I just took some footage of the weird, beautiful clouds as I was driving. Well, I was not driving, as I was riding through Oakland because I had to go to Target. I went down to Target. It was a trip. I didn't actually get any footage in Target because I was so yay, excited to be there. But that's basically, I went to Target and then I went home and hung out with Lena, and that was the rest of that day. So the next day, Friday, Lena had used my trip as a reason to check out some food places and things that had been on her radar for a while. So we went to Bake Some, which is a Chinese bakery, or I guess maybe you call it Chinese American. And Lena had reserved a box or 2 boxes of treats, and then I also we both picked up a couple of things while we were there. They were amazing. The scallion croissant, the pineapple bun, all of it was just so good. I can't recommend it enough. And then it was a gray, rainy day. Basically, I think I just kind of like chilled out at home. We made chai. Lena taught me how she makes chai. She has a whole article about it, which I will link in the description box because it's a delight. But her chai is cardamom, ginger, and black pepper with a little bit of tea. Mine had a little more tea than hers. And I made mine with oat milk, and she makes hers with whole milk. It was really lovely. I really enjoyed it. I had chai a couple of times during my stay, and it was just a good reminder of how like delicious and yet simple it is to make it at home and make it like without a blend. The next day, Saturday, was our big day out in San Francisco. So I did my makeup with the Mira Beauty Lust palette, and that is Fenty Clapback on my lips, and Lena in some beautiful Kaleidos Aster Pink Brights. And I felt like we were both looking pretty cute. And we went into San Francisco proper and went to a place called Mr. Ju's, which is another Chinese American restaurant. And we feasted. It was a delight. We had some great cocktails. They were pretty like alcohol strong cocktails. And what might have been the highlight is actually the scallion pancake. It's a big puffy pancake, and it's served with an onion sous vide that had caviar on top. So it was like sour cream and onion. Oh, it was so good. The mushu mushrooms were also really fantastic. It was a great mix of mushrooms with these soft pancakes and a great dipping sauce. I know some of these pictures are not great, but bear with me. This is a lobster fried rice that had crispy sunchokes on top, and the fried rice came with this lobster gravy, so it was almost more like porridge-like, which was delicious. We got the mapo tofu, which had this silken tofu and I think beef in it. And then we also, we got a lot of food for the two of us because that's what you do when you're out with your food friends. We also got the whole sizzled fish, which was like an oil poached fish almost. It had young ginger, scallions, peanuts, peanut oil. It was really lovely. The only downer of that whole dinner out was they were putting our leftovers to the side and we were supposed to take them all, but when we actually got home we had only received the fish and the mapo tofu, and I was like, but I was looking forward to mushrooms and lobster fried rice. It was definitely an annoying situation, but what is done is done. After Mr. Ju's, we went up a couple of blocks to a bar also in the Chinatown area of San Francisco. It was just lovely. I really hadn't been in that kind of bar setting in a long time, and it's not something I do a whole lot of, thank you, Panini. But it was lovely. We got the same cocktail, which was this kind of like sweet and sour cocktail with the maraschino cherry that I adore, lots of crushed ice, just like a lovely little time. And then we hopped over back to Oakland and went to a place called Viridian, which does small plates and desserts and cocktails. And I just loved watching the bartenders in Viridian. We just had a blast, Lena and I both, just watching them make drinks. So Lena got a miso buttered rum cocktail, which included a scorched cinnamon stick, which you'll see in part of this footage. And then I got I think it was called the bird eye candy. Oh, I don't remember, but it was this like tea. It was like a creamy tea cocktail that was sweet. It had oolong, but it wasn't like super sweet. It was just very well balanced. Had my favorite Pebble ice. I am a whore for Pebble ice. Anyway, and we also got their chocolate miso sesame dessert. So it had a sesame ice cream with chocolate cake layered with a miso kind of filling. And it blew my mind because the miso and sesame, when you ate them together, tasted like the most amazing peanut butter of your life. I'm typically not a chocolate dessert person, but if you ever happen to be at Viridian and they have that on the menu, I recommend it. I recommend my cocktail and I recommend the dessert. And it was just like a very vibey, lovely space to be in. And I could watch bartenders and cooks and chefs at work all the time. We ended our night there. We'd been out for about 4 hours at that point in time, and us old ladies just decided to call it a night. It was plenty of fun. I really enjoyed it, and I'm so thankful for Lena for making my birthday special, because it's not something, you know, I have birthday feelings, and didn't have any of those this year.
I've been driving backwards in a fast lane, trying to erase whatever haunts me, but all my ghosts are in the city and they want me. Yeah, do it now. Stepping into the daylight. This is my time. Yeah, I'm letting go of every dark night. I'm on fire. I'm rising up like the sun. I can't make out what I want. Stepping into the daylight. I'm on fire. I'm a product of the system, but I'm thinking maybe heaven is within us. Holding all of this inside my ecosystem of vision. Feeling like every day is an encore of every other people chasing. We've been here before. This is what we got, but I want more, want more. Yeah, do it now. Stepping into the daylight. This is my time. Yeah, I'm letting go of every dark night. I'm on fire. I'm rising up like the sun. I can't make out what I want. Stepping into the daylight. I'm on
The next day was also a very special day, and you'll see me out in the Wilderness eyeshadow palette from Beauty Bay. That was what was on my eyes. So we drove over to Berkeley, and I got to meet somebody that is near and dear to me. I got to meet my friend Alex, Sincerely Alex Makeup, on the internet. They live in the East Bay area as well, and we picked this like central point, a restaurant called La Note that does a lovely brunch. It's a French style restaurant, very popular, but like the food was delicious. We got to sit in the backyard. It was a beautiful day out, and it was just a lovely brunch experience that I also had not had in quite a while.
Do you mind saying hi?
I got the same dish as Alex, which was the soft scrambled eggs with goat cheese and roasted tomatoes, and we got potatoes to share, and Alex had a pancake, and then we went to Sephora, which I did not film any footage of, and then we literally just sat outside and talked for a while, and we didn't think to take a photo together until the sun had set. So you get what you get, and you don't have a fit.
after Alex and I split up, I actually decided to head up to a place called Funky Elephant, which is a Thai restaurant. And I had such a good pad thai with these huge prawns. And they had a very like moody red bathroom. So I was like, I gotta take some glamour shots here. The next day was a Monday, and Mondays are busy days in Lena's house, so I ventured out and found this co-working space. It's called Temescal Works. It was a beautiful space. It was obsessed with the plants outside, but the indoor space was really lovely. And if you don't know, a lot of co-working spaces do free day trials, and so I reached out to them like over the weekend, and they let me know that, you know, I could come in and spend a day for free. So I did a bunch of work. I thought I had a meeting, but I ended up not having my Monday meeting. But I just worked on some things. My work week, the week of Thanksgiving, ended up being kind of heavy, partially because the week before I had not been doing a lot of work thanks to my travel. But yeah, so Monday I just hung out in the co-working space for quite a while. I didn't take any photos, but I did end up ordering some Korean food, and made me so happy. Like that's one thing I do miss in Mexico is more like South Asian foods. And the makeup I did that day was some blush draping with the Likely Makeup Clown blush, the yellow blush. And then I used Ray from the Wilderness palette, the most sparkly shade in there, just all over the eyes. So I felt very cute doing like editorial blush draping out in the world. That night, we made these amazing BLTs. So Priya Krishna's tomato chili pickle is this cherry tomato recipe where you just quickly cook it in some oil with spices and add lime, and then so we turned that into BLTs, and they were like the most amazing and messy thing. Just so good. Like as messy as they were to eat, they were so delicious because you get this like sauce, like juicy tomato sauce, not a sauce basically, like, well, kind of a sauce, a dressing thing, and so that like poured all over the bread was so good. Lena also has a hot tub, so we spent some time in the hot tub, and again the only picture I have is me post hot tub realizing that I should have taken my makeup off before I got in, but that happened. Tuesday, which was actually my birthday. First up, you're seeing some photos of me wearing the Viseart Violet Entendu palette and my lovely Nature's Twist necklace. And then we took a drive up to a place called Sugar Sweet, which is just an amazing bake shop.
Red moon high running into a tide coming. Show me what night is made of. Feel you above me. Look in your eyes, storming. Up in the sky, warning. We're gonna fly over. Here we go. We're gonna fly, going up. Just you and I, we're going up. We're gonna fly, we're going up. Just you and I, we're gonna fly, we're going up. On another level, gonna be to ease my mind's eye. Watching the colors start high. On another level,
I pre-ordered a bunch of cupcakes. We picked up a couple of more for Lena's kids, and it was just a lovely place to check out. It smelled so good. They were just doing like at the door service, so we like picked up my order and then picked up a couple other things. And every time they opened the door, it was just like, it smells so good. Their coconut cupcakes are amazing. Their brown sugar vanilla cupcakes, amazing. Orange creamsicle, strawberry, like we tried quite a few flavors and I had no complaints at all. But actually, before the cupcakes, we did a little pastry and chai hour with some pastries that Lena got through Good Eggs. And it was funny because then we were like, oh, wait, we have to have cupcake time with the kiddos. But also we just had pastries. So like they sung me happy birthday, which was very sweet. And that night was lots more pork butt cuddle times. And I just decided to share a fair amount of it with y'all because, I mean, why not? Also, multiple nights while I was in California, we had Taco Bell. Yes, it was delicious. I have no regrets. And I'm pretty sure birthday day dinner was Taco Bell. I was living my best life. On Wednesday, first of all, I wanted to share this little framed article of Lena's. If I can link it, I will link it. On Wednesday, it was more Thanksgiving prep time, so we made 2 pies. Lena made these beautiful pie crusts, and we made a French silk pie, which was with cocoa and chopped chocolate, and then a pumpkin pie that had sweet potatoes in it. That was from Smitten Kitchen. The French silk pie is from Stella Parks, Brave Tart. So we did the pie prep. And then nothing really else happened on Wednesday. We probably just hung out more, and also I did some work. Oh, that was what it was. Wednesday ended up being a heavy work day. And then, so I helped with pie stuff, and then we probably just did more TV time together. And then Thursday was Thanksgiving. We made cornbread with a cardamom brown sugar butter. We made cornbread dressing with sausage, a cranberry sauce with like ginger and orange in it, Brussels sprouts that were from Samin Nosrat, the ones that were in the New York Times most recently. And then we grilled ribeye steaks because turkey is overrated. We also had the pies, which I sliced terribly, but we served raspberries with the chocolate pie and then had whipped cream, and it was all so good. And, you know, photos with Lena, and then getting interrupted by Remy, the most rambunctious, maybe not the most rambunctious, I don't even know anymore. And then Friday was a very, very chill day. I can't really remember doing much of anything besides cuddling with pork butt. Well, then Friday night, I filmed New Makeup Nonsense Bingo, and that was my makeup look from it. And then we got to Saturday, which is my last day in Oakland, and we went to Standard Fare is the name of the place. They have an amazing biscuit sandwich, breakfast sandwich. It was on biscuits with a soft-boiled egg and bacon and pickled beets. And it was in a lovely little area of Oakland. And we also went to a Third Culture Bakery, which does mochi donuts. And also they did this amazing kimchi cheddar waffle. Oh, it was so good. I got one to go that I ended up eating for dinner before getting on my flight. And holy moly, it was so good. And then I got another shot of Nugget being Nugget. And before I went, we actually were able to process a bunch of tomatoes. Lena has an amazing garden. And yes, fresh tomatoes in November. That is California life, I guess. So I helped her process a bunch, which was really good because that's a really hard job to do as one person. And then before I knew it, it was time to go to the airport. I was obsessed with the tiles and everything in this bathroom in the San Francisco airport. Also, I saw buzzballs and thought of Audra. And no, I did not buy one. I did not need to be that drunk or drunk at all for my flight. Although maybe drinking would have been smart because I definitely felt a little loopy. I had a red eye, and so I flew from San Francisco back to Mexico City and landed in Mexico City between like 5 and 6 in the morning, and then had a couple of hours and then flew from Mexico City to Mazatlan. And yeah, I was very happy to be home once I got home.
Línea por el aeropuerto de Mazatlán para tu información. La hora local 9 de la mañana con 50 minutos. Por su seguridad, por favor de permanecer en su asiento ante la avión por completo y la señal de cinturón sea apagada. A partir de este momento puede utilizar su teléfono a la verdad.
Oh my God. So that was my trip to San Francisco, my trip to Oakland. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I know that my camera abilities are pretty bad, pretty shaky, and I hope to get better at vlogging as I go. But I appreciate y'all for joining me along with this trip. And if you want to see some bonus blooper footage, I have a whole little story that I'm going to drop at the very end of this video. But thank you so much for spending a bit of your day with me. And don't forget to take care of yourself better today than you did yesterday, because you are worth it. Bye, friends. I'm also laughing at my footage of the clouds because the day after I got home, I had to go out in the world and deal with getting my rent and all of that. And I saw these beautiful clouds in the sky, and I had been vlogging, so I was like, I'll take a photo of this. I fell, but I didn't know that as I fell, I clicked from photo to video and took a video of me falling, or some capacity of me falling, and throwing my coffee, throwing my phone. Yes, a gentleman handed me my phone because it was over where my coffee was. And yeah, 2 different gentlemen wanted to help me, and I was like, please just let me sit here, because it hurt. I scraped up my right knee to some capacity. I was going to say pretty badly. It's healing, but it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing, and I was just like, please let me sit here for leave me be. And even after I said that, one of the 2 gentlemen was like, went over and got my phone for me. So yeah, there's some bonus content for y'all, for anyone that made it to the end. Oh my goodness.